Welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to a township called Fryerstown. Fryerstown is a small town located 115 kilometres or 71 miles northwest of Melbourne in the Goldfields region of Victoria, Australia. The local government is the Shire of Alexander and its postcode is 3451. At the 2016 census, Fryerstown and the surrounding area had a population of 228, which peaked at 15,000 during the Victorian gold rush. The post office opened on the 19th of April 1854 as Friars Creek, which was then renamed Fryerstown in 1856 and closed in 1975. Fryerstown Court House opened in 1879 and closed in 1930. Fryerstown formerly had a police station, courts, churches, school, hotels and various stores. All are now closed and the nearest general store, church or petrol station or gas station is now at Chewton or Castlemaine. However, there is a public hall. Fryerstown Court House, Mechanics Institute, church buildings, mine ruins and cemetery remain, and Heron's Reef cultural heritage digging site, which is 7 kilometres southwest of Fryerstown, preserves numerous relics of gold mining methods. A popular antique and collectibles fair is held in January each year in the township. The school closed in 1967, the same year when local people gathered to witness the switching on of electricity. In 2010, the old schoolhouse, which was built in 1915, was refurbished to form the community hub and garden. Now, just to add a little bit more information to the Heron's Reef area, Heron's Reef is a mining site that is nearby to the township with ruins of the Victorian gold rush camp. The area highlights different methods and eras of gold mining. An intact Cornish miner's hut that was built in 1867, stone ruins and forges, noting that gold prospecting is not permitted at this location. So those with metal detectors or want to try to do some panning or something, I think you're not allowed to do it. So just go there with your cameras and your video recorders, or just have a good look around. Unfortunately, in the video you'll see that I did go there, and when I tried to do some recording of the intact miner's hut, I pressed the wrong button and I never recorded it. So for that I apologise, but you'll see the other ruins that they've just mentioned, or I've just mentioned. So without further ado, let's go check out Fryerstown. So off we go, and let's check out our first stop, which will be the Duke of Cornwall mine. Now in particular we'll be looking at the engine house. So this house at the mine is classified by the National Trust of Australia, Victoria, included in the Australian Heritage Commission's Registrar of National Estate, and is given statutory protection by its inclusion on that registrar of the Historic Building Preservation Council. A considerable amount of physical evidence of the mine has survived, and these elements include the engine house, which we're seeing, a magazine and manager's house, and evidence of sites including the two main shafts, the offices and reservoir, which is in the immediate area. next stop is the Burke and Wheels Mechanics Institute. Now, back in the day, in November 1861, the locals gathered from the township and decided to build a memorial to Burke and Wheels and raised £300. The foundation stone was laid in mid-1863 and the institute completed 4 months later. And at one stage, the entire building was painted white. Our next historic site is the former All Saints Anglican Church. This church is now in private hands and privately owned. It was built in about 1861 and deconsecrated about 1969. It is now a private residence and a Pilates studio. Just a quick note, this church also gets noted as being a Methodist church also, but I'm just not 100% sure if that's correct. If anyone knows exactly the denomination of that former church, by all means leave it in the comments. Next, we have the Fryerstown School. The Fryerstown School is a refurbished schoolhouse now used as a community facility for social, educational and artistic activities and run by a committee of management. This school was refurbished in 2010 and is now looked after by the community, which is great. According to their Facebook page, the Fryerstown School philosophy is based on bringing people together through food, education, the arts, and an appreciation of nature and the environment, regardless of age, culture, social class, and ability, which is great. To support this, the school features a commercial kitchen, an art gallery, indoor and outdoor performance, and event spaces and campsite. Next we have the Fryerstown Cemetery, and it was opened in 1859. Now there are a number of benches in the area to sit and contemplate one's thoughts, and also there is a bathroom facilities available to the public. Our next location of interest is this 1854 George Levi Carter boot manufacturing factory. You'll see in the previous historic photos, nothing really has much changed with the building itself. And where that van is coming, we have the Fryers Creek, which we'll also investigate. Here we have now the Fryerstown Court House, which was opened in 1879, closed in 1930, and now a private residence. Now, while exploring this township, and there's a lot to explore and I've only touched the surface, I came across this ruin. Now, it appears to be like a tin shed of sort, a corrugated iron, and then the unusual thing about it is the fact that it's got 2 chimneys and 2 fireplaces. Now, I don't believe the shed and the chimneys are supposed to be together, but I could be totally wrong. I just saw it as being quite fascinating, and if anyone knows more about why you'd have 2 chimneys side by side, please leave a comment. I don't believe that the one on the right is the same as the chimney on the left. I didn't quite get enough footage to show you, but I don't believe the one on the right is exactly the same. But it could be. It could be just covered by those weeds growing there. But anyway, I found it fascinating. I hope you have as well. Okay, next we have the former Methodist Church and prefabricated hall. It does also suggest that this was once a uniting church according to the National Trust database. The building was built in 1861 and is in private hands. Our next location of interest is Heron's Reef Gold Diggings, which is just slightly out of town. The Heron's Reef Gold Diggings worked between 1851 and the 1930s. The Heron Nugget, weighing 28.5 kilos, was found here in 1855 by 2 men who had only been on the field for a matter of hours. Now, how lucky is that? Now, in this area, there is no prospecting permitted. So here we are nearing the end of this presentation or video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, please give us that thumbs up and please subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost you 1 cent and it really does help the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.